Hey everyone, welcome back to the Fun Fct channel. You know what time it is, right? It's time for some mind-blowing fun facts that'll make you the life of your next Zoom meeting. We've got 10 of them lined up for you today, each one more unbelievable than the last. We're talking trees with legal rights, lobsters that just refuse to die, and a town where you can literally leave your front door wide open. So buckle up, get comfy, and let's get this fact party started. All right, folks, first up, we're headed down south to the great state of Georgia. Now picture this, a majestic oak tree standing tall and proud. But here's the kicker, this ain't no ordinary tree. This tree, my friends, owns itself. You heard me right. It's got the deed, the property lines, the whole shebang. The story goes, back in the 1800s, a fella named Colonel William H. Jackson, he loved this tree so much, he decided to give it a little something. He wrote up a legal document transferring ownership of the tree and the land around it to the tree itself. Now, I know what you're thinking. Can a tree even own land? Well, legally speaking, it's complicated. Back then, probably not. But the sentiment, the love for this tree, it's beautiful. Plus, nobody's really challenged the tree's ownership yet. So next time you're in Georgia, swing by and say hi to the tree that's basically a landowner. Maybe bring a housewarming gift, just in case. Okay, next up, we're diving into the deep end with lobsters. Now, these guys are like the vampires of the sea, except instead of sparkling in the sunlight, they just keep getting bigger and older and bigger. See, lobsters, they've got this superpower, this enzyme called telomerase, and this stuff, it's like the fountain of youth for their cells. It helps their cells regenerate and stay healthy, basically forever. Now, I'm not saying they can't die. They can definitely get eaten or get sick or, end up on someone's dinner plate. But if they avoid all that, they can theoretically live for hundreds of years. Can you imagine living for hundreds of years? I mean, I can barely keep track of my phone for 5 minutes. But these lobsters, they're just chilling, living their best life, one claw at a time. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this next one is truly unbelievable. It's the story of Vesna Vulovic, a Serbian flight attendant who survived a fall from 33,000 feet without a parachute. You heard me right. 33,000 feet. That's higher than Mount Everest. Back in 1972, Vesna was working on a flight that, well, let's just say it didn't go as planned. There was an explosion, the plane broke apart, and Vesna, she was ejected from the wreckage. Now, you'd think that would be curtains, right? But somehow, miraculously, she survived. She landed in a snowy ravine, which probably cushioned her fall, and get this, she was found by a former medic who heard her cries for help. I mean, talk about being in the right place at the right time. Vesna spent months in the hospital, but she made a remarkable recovery. She even went back to work for the airline, though she understandably chose a desk job this time. So how did she survive? Well, it's a combination of factors: the snow, the angle of her fall, maybe even a little bit of luck, whatever it was. Vesna's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. All right, this next one's a bit of a head-scratcher. We've all done it. Someone sneezes and we instinctively blurt out, "Bless you," but have you ever stopped to think, why? Why are we blessing people for expelling air from their noses at warp speed? Well, buckle up, because the history of this little phrase is a wild ride. It all started way back in the bubonic plague. Yep, that plague. See, back then, a sneeze was a bad sign, a possible symptom of the Black Death. So people started saying, "God bless you," as a way to, ward off the plague demons. Another theory is that people thought a sneeze could temporarily stop your heart. So bless you was like a mini prayer for your ticker to keep on ticking. These days, it's less about warding off deadly diseases and more about being polite. But hey, you never know. That sneeze might be more powerful than you think. Okay, get ready to have your mind blown, because we're about to visit a town where nobody locks their doors. Nope, not even at night. Welcome to Shani Shingnapur, a village in India where the residents live in a state of perpetual open-door policy. And before you ask, no, it's not because they're all best friends or anything. It's because they believe in the divine protection of Lord Shani, the Hindu god of justice. Legend has it that Lord Shani promised to protect the village from any harm. So the villagers, they took him at his word. For centuries, they haven't used locks on their doors or windows. They believe that anyone who tries to steal anything will face the wrath of Lord Shani. And honestly, who are we to argue with that? Now, I don't know about you, but the idea of leaving my door unlocked, even for 5 minutes, gives me anxiety. But the villagers of Shani Singapore, they're living proof that trust, faith, and maybe a little divine intervention can go a long way. Alright, let's talk about creatures that light up the night like a disco party. We're talking glow-in-the-dark animals, folks. From fireflies blinking in your backyard to deep-sea creatures with their own built-in headlights, the animal kingdom's got some serious glow-up game. Take fireflies, for example. These little guys, they light up to attract mates like a romantic candle-lit dinner, but with more bug spray. They create light through a chemical reaction in their abdomens. Pretty neat trick, huh? Then you've got the deep-sea dwellers like anglerfish. Now these guys, they've got it tough. It's dark down there, like really dark. So they evolved these bioluminescent lures dangling in front of their faces to attract prey. It's like a come into my parlor situation, but underwater and with more teeth. From jellyfish to mushrooms, the world is full of creatures that glow in the dark. It's nature's own light show, and it's absolutely mesmerizing. Okay, let's talk about one of life's greatest mysteries, the case of the disappearing socks. We've all been there, right? You do laundry, you fold your clothes, and bam! One sock is gone, vanished. Did it get sucked into another dimension? Did the dryer eat it? The world may never know. Now, there are theories, of course. Some say it's static cling, socks getting stuck to other clothes in the dryer. Others blame it on sock gnomes, tiny creatures who sneak into your laundry room and steal socks for nefarious purposes. But me, I'm starting to think it's a conspiracy. Big laundry's behind this, I tell you. They want us to keep buying new socks, so they're making the old ones disappear. Okay, maybe that's a bit far-fetched, but seriously, if anyone finds the missing sock dimension, please let me know. Alright, let's be honest, nobody likes paying taxes, right? But hey, at least we're not paying them in bricks or beards. Believe it or not, throughout history, people have come up with some pretty creative ways to pay their dues. Back in ancient Egypt, for example, folks paid taxes in grain, livestock, even beer. Imagine that your tax bill comes due and you're like, hold on, let me just brew up a batch of taxes real quick. Then there's medieval England, where King Henry I decided he needed a little extra cash flow. His solution? A beard tax. That's right, if you wanted to rock some facial fuzz, you had to pay the king for the privilege. And let's not forget about the good old US of A. Back in the 1700s, some colonies used tobacco as currency, which meant you could literally pay your taxes with cigarettes. Now that's what I call a smoking deal. Have you ever laughed so hard you cried? No, just me. Well, either way, it's a weird phenomenon, right? One minute you're in stitches, the next tears are streaming down your face. What's the deal with that? Well, it turns out our brains are kind of messy, especially when it comes to emotions. See, laughing and crying, they both involve the same part of the brain, the hypothalamus. It's like the emotional control center up there. When you laugh really hard, your body releases all sorts of feel-good chemicals like endorphins. But sometimes the hypothalamus gets a little confused, like it can't tell if you're coming or going, and it triggers the tear ducts as well. It's like your brain's way of saying, hey, I know you're having a good time, but let's not get too crazy now. Alright, for our final fun fact, we're jetting off to the Canary Islands, to a little island called La Gomera. Now, this place is special not just because of its stunning scenery, but because of its unique language. Silbo Gomero, the language of whistling! You heard me right, whistling. See, La Gomera is a volcanic island, all steep cliffs and deep valleys. And back in the day, shouting across those distances just wasn't cutting it. So the islanders, they got creative. They developed Silbo Gomero, a language that uses different whistles to mimic the sounds of Spanish. And I'm not talking about like whistling Mary had a little lamb here. We're talking complex sentences, thoughts, ideas, all communicated through whistles. They can even gossip, complain about the weather, all without saying a word. Sadly, Silbo Gomero is a dying language, but there are efforts underway to preserve it, to teach it to younger generations. Because honestly, who wouldn't want to learn how to speak in whistles? And there you have it, folks. 10 fun facts that hopefully blew your mind. From trees with legal teams to languages you can whistle, we've covered it all. If you enjoyed today's dose of fun facts, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and ding that notification bell so you never miss a new upload. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and most importantly, stay fun.